Good afternoon, Carol.
Good afternoon.
In the Our Social Action, how do the Lone Tree, Nichols, and Hills parishes reach out in charity to the poor, the hungry, and the homeless?
The parishes are very, very good about reaching out to those people that you've mentioned. Each parish does different projects, so I will share with you some of the projects of the individual parishes and some we do as a cluster project. At Hills, we provide food and we serve the free lunch program in Iowa City 4 times a year. We are very involved in our Cluster Haiti project. We partner with the local elementary school in HACAP to provide food for the backpack program. We have about 30 kids that receive our backpacks on weekends during the school year. We have a local food pantry in Hills. We have a Helping Hands Fund, and we're very involved in Catholics in Action when they come to work at Regency. And Regency is a local trailer court that has a lot of people that have special needs or have a lot of challenges. So our parish, we have gone in and we've put roofs on their trailers, we've put handicapped ramps in, and just helped them with their various needs. So we're trying to extend our little parish community further into reaching out to Regency residents. At the Lone Tree Parish, we have a special program called Secret Santa. And every year we have 3 husband and wife combinations, Mr. and Mrs. Santa, and we collect toys. We get the names from the school of children that maybe would have a need, and then we have Santa deliver presents to the families. And last year we did 42 families that received Christmas gifts that wouldn't have received them otherwise. Some other projects at Lone Tree that we do food baskets in cooperation with the Presbyterian Church. We do them on Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter. We probably give 16 to 20 food baskets. We also, during Thanksgiving, the month of November and December, we collect for Birthright, and we donate the children's items to Birthright of Iowa City. We do meals for needy people. We have a meal site that serves our residents during the week here in Lone Tree, and if people are in need, I buy coupons and then I give them the coupons, and then they can go get their meals there or they can have them delivered. And that's a really good thing for people that are ill, that cannot cook, or that just are in their homes and someone checks on them. And it's a very good project, so we're happy to do that. At the Nichols Parish, our big project there is our summer lunch program. We feed the children of Nichols during the summer months when they are not in school, and we do that in cooperation with the West Liberty school system. We furnish the facility and the help to do it, and the school system brings the food, and then we serve them every day. We've had 20 to 40 kids show up every day for lunch. We also work with the West Liberty Voluntary Action Department, and we have a mitten tree and a scarf tree and a hat tree, and we donate those at Christmas time for the boxes for their voluntary action program. We do Christmas baskets in conjunction with the West Liberty Voluntary Action. We do Birthright during Lent at Nichols. That way, and when we donate that portion of the Birthright donations to the Muscatine County Birthright Association. The big project, I would say, within the cluster community is our Haiti project. And we sew dresses, we sew shirts, we sew lots of items, and then we have people who travel to Haiti and donate them. First, it started out that St. Joseph's had the Haiti project, Our Lady of Lourdes in Haiti, and the other 2 parishes got interested, and so we asked if we could be a part of it. So it is our cluster parish that we have adopted now. Another thing that the Nichols and Lone Tree communities do is we provide money to Africa for children to go to school. Individuals donate money, and it goes to the missionary sisters that we used to have African priests that did our sacramental ministry here. And then we went to Africa and we saw many, many, especially girls, that could not go to school because they did not have funding. So we brought that story back home, and every year people have given money to educate young girls in Africa, and we still do that. So that's kind of an ongoing project of these two parishes. So like I told you, we have a passion for social action, and it is getting very contagious within our 3 parish cluster community.
How do you coordinate among the 3 parishes?
Through the bulletin. It's mostly bulletin announcements. And our committees. We have our social action committee, and they do meet. And we make sure that's why like Birthright is done during Thanksgiving at Lone Tree and during Lent at Nichols. So they're different times.
So are there members of each parish on one social action committee, or do you have one social action?
We have 3 individual committees, but we still communicate.
And that's through the bulletin.
Mm-hmm.
Any other big projects that you're doing as a cluster parish beside the Haiti project, or is that the primary one?
That's probably the primary one. Mm-hmm.
How about your Rice Bowl project? I understand that was very successful this past year. Was that a collaborative effort among the 3 parishes?
Yes, it was. We are trying to get more of our programs to be cluster. And the Rice Bowl is really important to me because I serve on the Diocesan CCD, CCHD board and the CRS board. So I tried to think of something that would be clever for people to want to donate to Rice Bowl because we ask for so many donations. Melody Melliker did a good job. She went to each parish and explained where the Rice Bowl funding would be going. So then we tried to come up with a project each week that we could have that the parishioners would do together and create money for Rice Bowl. So our first week we announced that we would ask people in their homes to count the number of light bulbs, upstairs, downstairs, basement, outside, and then donate possibly 10 cents per light bulb. They kind of sat there and they thought, well, that wouldn't be so bad, until they counted and they found out how many light bulbs they had, and then it became really pretty exciting. And then we put in the bulletin a prayer of thanks for the gift of light. Then I would remind them each week, you know, we're very thankful this week, and next week we're going to count. Every week we counted something. The next week we counted the pairs, or the jackets and coats and sweaters we had in our closet. And we gave, our suggested donation would be 25 cents for each item. And then the third week we counted the shoes in the closet. And that was a big one because all the mothers said, oh, we can't count the shoes, that will break us. So we tried to remind them how fortunate we were to have 2 feet to put shoes on. Make it kind of humbling. And that was 25 cents per pair of shoes, and that was our biggest collection. So people have a lot of shoes, obviously. The next week we counted the cans of food in the pantry. That was only 5 cents, but it brought in pretty good funding. The following week we counted, let's see, what did we count? The windows in our homes, the number of windows. And again, we thanked God for the ability that we had the gift of light. And then the final week, we counted the water, the sinks, the faucets, the bathtubs, the showers, and that was 25 cents. So all in all, it was a mission in counting the blessings God has given you during the season of Lent, being thankful and having gratitude for it, and yet giving that extra money that we collected through our rice bowls to the church.
That's terrific, and that was all 3 of the parishes
All
working
3 of
together.
them did it, yeah. And it was amazing. All 3 of them increased their rice bowl giving substantially. But it was a fun game, and it didn't seem like, you know, it was a hardship.
So what are you planning for next year's?
I am thinking of some more creative ideas, and stay tuned to next year, because we will have a way that we can keep them kind of involved.
How do you educate the parishioners in the parish cluster about social action teaching?
I think our bulletin probably is the best tool of education because everybody needs a bulletin, you know. We do it through our website, which people have access to. We have a Facebook page also. Melody did a very good job during Lent, always of updating the website to be in tune with what was going on with Rice Bowl.
What kind of information did you provide? How did you
We
provide
took it out of the brochure that we got from the diocese. And then we also have in our curriculum for education, we do a cluster religious education program now. And that is written into our syllabus that we teach about Catholic social teaching. And we especially do it with confirmation students because they have work hours that they do. And they are very into service projects. In a small parish, I think it's important to know that we meet the needs of the community. It's not just the parish. And that is a big thing in our three communities, that we are very community-minded.
That leads into the next question. How do the parishes offer care to people who are homebound, hospitalized, or in the nursing home?
We do good on that too. We have, at Atrium Village in Hills, we have Mass every day at the care center. Pretty good. At Lone Tree, we have a care center. We have Mass twice a week. Every Friday after Mass, Father and I go to all of the people that are in their homes or are sick, and we take communion to them. I have one lady I am taking communion to every day because she is in the process of dying. We know the people, we know the need, and we do it. If I cannot do it, we have Eucharistic ministers who will do it. Sometimes we go as a group to kind of encourage those people. But I think we're very fortunate to have that many opportunities for Mass within our cluster community.
And how do the parishes promote a respect for all human life through pro-life activities or other kinds of things that are involved with social action?
Our birthright basket, you know. That's, we have a very good chairperson of pro-life, Paula Moore. She's very in tune to what the needs are, and she keeps us informed through the bulletin.
So your committee structures are really important, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Yes. It's the people. I think we have turned our people, instead of attending church, they are becoming church.
That's terrific.
There's a big difference.
How does that happen?
It's a conversion, and it's a transforming process. Mm-hmm.
Is that by getting involved in a variety of projects?
It is by getting involved and by doing it and seeing the results. There's great pride in helping people when they have a need. It's no problem for me to get people to go take communion or to deliver meals or anything because they want to do that. We care about the community in these three communities. It's beyond church. It is a community building process.
You know, in many parishes, it's hard to get more than like 10% of the people to participate in activities or to reach out and participate in various committees. Do you have any of that kind of challenge with the cluster
think we
parishes?
always have a challenge to get more people involved, but I think we have done a very good job of sharing the load and empowering the people to be the church.
Is that through being invitational?
Yes. We invite them, we encourage them, and we also support them. And then we step back and let them do and let their ideas come forth instead of dictating what we think they should do.
And how do you get people involved in a global solidarity? Mostly through the Rice Bowl, or are there other ways?
I think so, and I think our Haiti project, and I don't know if I told you about our African project, educating those girls, that's a global community. Probably Haiti is our biggest project, since they are a sister parish, what we can do to help them. When we had an African priest, we educated a young man every year in the seminary over in Africa. And the people did that, and we did that for many years.
What else do you want to share about the social action program here in the cluster parishes?
I think the social action program is very strong, but I think it always needs more. I want to encourage the people to continue to see the need. Sometimes it's easy just to not, to see it or to pretend we don't see it. And I think in a small community, we are forced to be the hands and the feet of Christ and help all God's people. And I'm proud of our people, and I think they do a good job.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. It's a privilege to serve the people of Hills, Lone Tree, and Nichols.
Good afternoon, Diane.
Good afternoon.
How does St. Mary's in Solon minister to those in jails and prison and to their families?
A few years ago, I had gotten into, actually it was about 6 years ago, I started doing women's prison ministry at Oakdale. And when I would go there, I would hear the women's stories of, when they got out, they had good intentions of, turning their lives around, and they, wanted to change their life. But they would get back out and they would go back to the same neighborhoods, the same group of friends, the same situations and stuff, and would wind up back in jail. And so I was like, well, there's got to be something out there to, help these people when they get out. And so after kind of doing a little research and stuff, I found out about this mentoring program. And it's called one-on-one mentoring, or there's another mentoring, it's called Circles of Support and Accountability. And it's through the 6th Judicial Branch. So it's Lynn County and Johnson County. And so that's how I started learning about the mentoring program. So,
what can you tell me about the mentoring program? How does it work?
You meet with the mentoring program at the 6th Judicial Branch. There is someone that's in charge of that group. You have to go through training. You go through a background check. You have to fill out an application. And then they try to match you up with someone that may have the same interest. So if, like say if I was a golfer and maybe the inmate that has been released, maybe they had an interest in golf or they wanted to learn how to golf or something, they would try to, match them up with their interest. So how I got started was, there was a parole officer in Lynn County that she had a woman that she had been in and out of jail for the past 15 years with drugs and alcohol problems, and just really encouraged her to, try this program. And she just thought that we would be a good fit. And it's myself and Deacon David Kroeb and Mary Knight from our church that started mentoring her. And they just thought that we would be a good fit, and it has, worked out very well. But they look at the inmates, history and stuff like that. They don't want anybody that has had a violent past. They just, and the person that gets into the mentoring program, they want to be matched up with somebody. They want to have some help. So that kind of helps too with the success of the program.
So these are people who have been released from prison, they've served their time. Mm-hmm. And so do they meet with you as a group, or do they meet with you individually?
At first they meet with someone from the 6th Judicial Branch, and usually it's an AmeriCorps volunteer that they'll meet with them for, say a few months. And if that person is making their meetings with the AmeriCorps volunteer, that shows the AmeriCorps volunteer that, okay, this person is serious. They've been coming to every meeting that I have been setting up. So yeah, that they want to, they want to do this. So then the AmeriCorps volunteer starts looking through the applications to see if there's anybody that would be a good fit, for this. You can do a one-on-one. Most people are more comfortable with the circles of support because you can have 3 people that are mentoring one person.
And that's how you do it here?
And that's how we do it here.
Mm-hmm. And how does that work? Do you meet once a week, once every 2 weeks, or?
When we first started with our person, she was at the halfway house in Cedar Rapids. Mm-hmm. And so we met her the first few weeks at the halfway house in Cedar Rapids. Then when she was released on parole, we would meet her here at the church. She would get off work, and then she would meet us here, and that was just once a week. And just to kind of help her get acclimated back into society. Then here lately, and we're still meeting with her, it's been 3 years, maybe once a month, once every 2 weeks. It just kind of depends on her needs now. But when we first started meeting, it was just once a week.
So is it her decision then to meet less frequently, or is that something that you as a group decide, or who
Her
decides
decision,
that?
yeah, her decision. Mm-hmm.
So do you meet with other people in the meantime? Have you mentored other or had a circle of support for other prisoners?
I did do a one-on-one with a woman, this was probably about 1.5 years ago, and just kind of visited with her, and then she kind of slowly would stop meeting with me, had a lot of excuses and stuff, so then that kind of stopped. But as far as I know, she's still out of jail. She just, thought that she was doing okay, that she didn't need to meet with me and stuff. And that happens, so.
How does it help the person being mentored and the mentors? How do you think that your parish benefits from this program and the mentor benefits from the program?
Well, I know with our mentee, she, always thought that, people in her past usually wanted her for something, whether it was for drugs or for money or for whatever. There was always an ultimatum, to being with her, being a friend with her. And when we started meeting and she realized that, wow, they're not after me for this or that, they truly care about me as a person, as a human being. And I think that was just kind of shocking to her. She was like, I've never had anybody truly care for me as a person. And for me, it's been very rewarding to see where she's come from and where she is now. And I just feel that that's why God has us on this planet, on this earth, that if we can change one person, help one person, that's what we're here for. We are to help one another, love one another, care about one another. And that's why I want to get more people involved in the program.
Oh, that's terrific. When you say you want to get more people involved, more people as mentors or more mentees, or?
Both. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And there's, like I said, the AmeriCorps volunteer, they really do try, to matching people up and stuff. They have to have a list of people that want to be mentors, and they have to get people that want to be mentored, the mentees. And it's a long process. It could take a year, sometimes 2 years to get everybody matched up. So, you just have to be patient and, just hope that, things.
Can you describe a little bit about what your training is? What do they teach you as to be a mentor or to be a support to someone who has been released from prison?
They give a training on things that, like the mentee, they might try to say, well, can you buy this for me, or can you, get this for me, or say if you had to pick them up, if you had to pick them up from the halfway house, and when they are from the halfway house, they are only to go from one place to the next, and that's all that they're released or signed out for. Well, they may say, if you pick me up from the halfway house, well, can you run to Fairway and get me this and this, or can you run to the gas station and let me get this or that? When they start asking for things like that, you just have to say, no, we are just going from point A to point B. Mm-hmm. Other things that they would train us about is, confidentiality. Confidentiality is very important. I'm trying to think of some other things that to go through. Just they want everyone to be safe. Just don't put yourself in a vulnerable situation and stuff. So it's just to keep everyone safe on both ends.
And is that training through the court system then, or?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, through the 6th Judicial.
That's
Mm-hmm.
great. I was just wondering, how does your parish organize educational programs that explain Catholic social teaching?
Well, I know Julie Agnew has been very good about, you know, educating our community, educating our parishioners. She has done a tremendous job with the youth here, and I've seen a big change since I have been here in the youth. So I would say Julie Agnew has done a wonderful job just educating our parishioners. So
Super.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd want to share about your parish's social action program or how you got involved in it?
Well, kind of on a personal level and stuff. My first marriage, I was married to an abusive alcoholic. And so I understood how the abuse had affected me. And I was fortunate that I had a lot of family, friends, neighbors, coworkers that assisted me and helped me and supported me. And I knew the effect of abuse that had on me, anger, distrust. And I think because of that part of my life, it was, it kind of opened me up to you know, helping others that, you know, have been in the same situation. And I really, you know, try to help women especially to build that self-esteem, let them know that they are worthy, they should have dignity, and, you know, just to be a strong individual. And so, you know, you always think that, I guess, something bad happens, something good comes out of it. And I would say, because of my first experience, you know, first marriage with the abuse, I was able to turn that around and do something good with it. And I think that, unfortunately, that experience has helped me to be more compassionate and more understanding. So.
Oh, that's terrific. And how did your church help you in any way with that? Did you find support from your faith community? Or?
I did. I was living in Cedar Rapids at the time when I went through my divorce and everything, and the pastor there was very compassionate and very helpful. I had some close friends from the church that, you know, helped me, especially with my kids. They were in 3rd grade and 8th grade at the time. So like I said, I was very lucky that I had support, you know, from family and friends. So.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing your story. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're
That's
welcome.
terrific.